A very good evening to you all. I'm your host, Ruma Vani. I'm a holistic healer and an energy enhancer. Welcome to Connecting Dots. That's the name of the show. We are on a third session today with Dyumani talking about chakras. He spoke about Mooladhara and how it helps us in detoxifying ourselves. Also, detoxifying to how also creates confusion, this chakra, and this chakra acts as a shadow. Moving on to Swadhisthana, he told us about how illusion resides in this chakra, but at the same time this chakra gives us clarity. Let's see what he has to talk about Manipura today. Let me introduce you to our today's guest speaker, Dyumani. He's an accomplished architect. He was a principal architect for Sahara Ambi Valley City, Treasure Market City Mall, and many such prestigious projects. He just doesn't write, but also is fond of painting and sculpting. He also is an inventor. He has several patents to his acclaim. He is a fiber of Sun Shakti. Let's invite Dyumani.
Hello
Hi,
everyone.
Dyumani.
Hi Roma, how are you? Good
Good.
evening, very good evening.
And welcome to Connecting Dots once again.
My pleasure. Namaskar.
Great. So, Dyumani, do you want to quickly do a recap for the newcomers about Mooladhara and Swadhisthana so they understand about the first two chakras?
Sure. So a quick recap on Muladhara, as you rightly said. Muladhara is where your Mithya Ahankar or illusion ego consciousness resides. That's where everything which is taking us towards darkness resides, or it is the magnet which pulls us towards darkness. Muladhara exactly is the um, place where the shadow elements resides. So as per Sansved, the element for Muladhara, unlike classical perception, where it is considered to be earth element, as per Sansved, it is considered to be a shadow element. So on one hand there is shadow, but on the other hand there is light. Because see, light and shadow both they are intermingling part of each other. There will not be a shadow without light, and there can't be a light without shadow. So when you plant a seed, very beautiful example I had given you last time. So that seed is already a package of light, and that light, when you plow inside Mother Earth, that's where the shadow unites with light, and life germinates. Same thing happens in Garbha. Garbha means the cradle or the uterus, right?
Okay.
So it's a very, very beautiful, very important chakra. That's where you create the initiation point of your life and death and recycle. So coming from recycle comes the recreation part, which is the main facet or function of Muladhara chakra. Coming to Swadhisthana chakra, like we were talking about, Swadhisthana is where the illusion creates. Muladhara is a function of Manipur and Swadhisthana. So in Manipur resides Ahankara, in Swadhisthana resides illusion or Mithya. Illusion plus Ahankara, the illusion, the Mithya Ahankara, which means the illusion ego consciousness, which pulls us towards darkness, that resides in Muladhara. So in Swadhisthana, it is Mithya purely or illusion. That's where the initiation of darkness is created. Because see, it's only in darkness does confusion create or illusion is created. So whenever things are very extreme, illusion is created. Like in a desert, you'll see a mirage.
Right.
And Swadhisthana is also a proponent chakra where all your facets which are pulling us towards the lustful life or the Maya, illusion called as Maya or manifests as Maya, that evolves through Swadhisthana. On one side Swadhisthana is illusion, but on the other side, if it is the uplifting force of
Clarity.
Swadhisthana, the same chakra will provide lot of clarity. It will propel you towards your goals or your aspiration, or let me put it, on the spiritual journey, it's called your evolution or your soul's path. So it's a very beautiful chakra, indeed the chakra where birth happens. And if you see the chakra of life or business or career, anything, first thing
Yeah.
is detoxification. So even when a child decides he wants to become an engineer, so he first detoxified the options of becoming a doctor or becoming XYZ or an actor.
Correct.
So before choosing, before clarity, comes the Muladhara chakra of detoxification. So even in life, this is happening in a very similar fashion. So after detoxification, or when you have a lot of options and you are segregating them, classifying them, organizing them, and then from the shadow, because you're not very clear, then you come towards the light, the first seed germinates, that is Swadhisthana. And from that,
Right.
we then slowly progress to Manipur or
Okay. So
any cycle, life cycle.
ego consciousness evolves to illusion and also gives you clarity at the same time in Swadhisthana from the Mooladhara.
Ego consciousness is the main proponent through which our exams are taken for this life. You see, when the soul decides to take a birth, it is not randomly deciding, okay? It's deciding on the blueprint or the karmic bank, okay? There is a very beautiful, simple yet very complex equation. So the soul chooses life and the challenges, but to manifest those challenges, the soul has to do karma. Hence, it has to have a body. Okay, the soul is only the software. No software without a hardware can work. Okay, if you just have the CD of Android or the software of Android, but you don't have an Android phone, it's not going to work. You require both, and that conjunction or that integration of the software and the hardware, Ahankara does. That's why Ahankara is very important, the chakra which we are going to talk today, Manipur. That is where both are manifested. Okay, the light and the darkness, they meet here. That's where the life actually evolves, and it's the function of Ahankara. Once you have the body, the Ratha, hence when we go through Mahabharata, Ramayana and the Puranas, lot of names were initiating or ending with Ratha. Rath, Dasharath, Dev Rath. Okay,
Right.
so this Rath basically is actually a symbolism, okay, which is actually trying to symbolize that this Rath, this body, this tantra of body consciousness uniting with the soul consciousness, where your Ahankara and this whole entire entity of tantra will function. That function evolves from Ahankara.
Will you just elaborate about Ahankara in English?
So Ahankara is not, many people and many experts these days, and I've been reading a lot, they usually directly translate Ahankara as ego. I have an absolutely different take on it, because through a lot of research and lot of meditation did I come to evolve. So you see, in Mahabharata there is a very beautiful story. So this reincarnation of Bhishma, in his previous life, Bhishma was one of the 8 Vasu. These 8 Vasus are one of the 33 Devtas. Okay, the 33 Koti Devtas, the 33 type of Devta. And in that he is being defined as Ahankara. Okay, and Ahankara is considered as one of the foundation deity or foundation god or foundation functional demigod of life.
Okay.
So Rig Veda and all this Rishi Munis, they weren't talking about something called as pride, which we easily translate Ahankara as. Ahankara, it's the Western approach and the modern approach where Ahankara is considered as pride. Ahankara is not pride. Ahankara in Sanskrit comes from the word Aham Akar. Everything and anything which is giving this form, Akar is the form. Aham means me, I. Everything which is giving me the Akar, that's my Ahankara. So this body what you are relating with me, or this is Dhumani, that is a mithya inside of you, that this is Dhumani. Actually, Dhumani is no different than all these viewers or you. We all are one, because that entire consciousness or the entire network is connected one. For example, you know, if you have a cell phone and the SIM card and the number of the cell phone is different for everybody, but they are all connected to the same network. So the network is same. But Ahankara gives you a different form which you identify with. So everything what you identify, the name, the religion, the country, the profession, the degrees, the wife, the son, the daughter, the mother, father, everything what you are identifying as yours, as mine, me, my, myself, okay, those things are facets of ego. See, when a person is in ego, he always says that main bada, this is mine. But that me tattva is just a reflection of ahamkara. That is not ahankara. Ahankara is not pride. Ahankara or ego consciousness is different from ego. Ego consciousness is a conscious energy which integrates the masculine light energy with the feminine shadow energy, and then gives rise to something known as this birth. So this Bhishma, he resides in Manipura, or Ahankara. He signifies Ahankara.
So that's
in
ego
the Mahabharata, which I explained, ego consciousness. That's right. And that is why he took the pledge. His name was Devrat. Okay. However, he is very famously or popularly known as Bhishma. The reason he is known as Bhishma is because he is the savior of this tantra, this Rath, not only this body of Hastinapur. Hastinapur actually is signifying in Mahabharata or Gita as this entire tantra of body consciousness plus your soul consciousness. Look at the beauty. Ahankara by default is not saying that I am the ruler of this body. Bhishma took a vow that he will never rule Hastinapur. Do you understand the missing parts of Mahabharata? Okay. He said, I will support the one who is ruling. So someone else is actually supposed to rule this tantra, this entire Rath. Okay, this Hastinapur. That someone else we will slowly understand when we go to that subjective or that respective chakra. Okay, something else is supposed to rule our body. However, Ahankara or ego has been given one power. What power is that? This survival power. In case of emergency, Bhishma will take the swords in his hands. Okay. In reality, one has to understand that Bhishma was gifted by his father a boon that he will have Ichha Mrityu. Ichha Mrityu means he can select his own death. And if you understand the cycle of Sansved, and once you understand the chakras and charyas in Sansved, once you go through the Sansved in detail, that's where you will clearly understand it is the ego. Until and unless your ego will not decide, your death will not happen, no matter what. It is only when the ego will decide it's time for departure, that's when your Shiv and Shakti or light and darkness will part ways. Ego is the one which holds them together.
So you mean to say the ego needs to die in any one of us, and that's how we liberate ourselves? Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Liberation is a very big word. So out here we are just talking about death. Death is not necessarily liberation.
No, liberation means you liberate to death, is what I said.
So ego has to die is also a mithya. Nothing actually dies. As per Sansveda, not even body. As per the Puranic Vedas, the symbolism is that the body dies. Okay, that is anitya, and the soul is eternal. It never dies. Okay, that's the original take. However, the more meditation and the more research I'm doing, I'm understanding that even the body doesn't die. Even the body transforms. So actually nothing dies. Neither Ahankara dies, nor the body dies, nor the soul dies. The body goes through a transformation. The soul has also gone through the similar kind of transformation in this journey called life. where the Ahankara had pulled both of them together. Ahankara is the vessel which gives shape to the water which you will fill from that ocean. The water inside has the same quality and characteristic of the divine ocean.
Correct.
So the soul consciousness is the same reflection of the divine divinity out there, the software. Not exactly the software, because this is software in motion. Hence, there is a difference between energy and consciousness. So this is consciousness what we are talking about. Energy, science can define energy. Let me give you a small example. So when there is a sound wave, anything bashes anything, there is friction created and there is a ripple created of sound energy inside of air. The molecules and the atoms are disturbed, and there is a vibration, reverberation, and then that particle comes and hits your eardrum. Okay, so the science can define that reverberation, that disturbance. Science can pick up that and talk about how that vibration came and what decibels frequency. And what decibels what frequency it came, it is hitting your ears. But what meaning you are making out of it, out of that music, out of that word, that is consciousness. That is not actually in preview of science. That's where in sun science we always say science will be always handicapped without having wisdom to it. It has to have the basis of spiritual wisdom to it, without which it will never be connecting dots. It will be very independent, opposite standing to the religion, and both in their perspective are very limited. So the same science 60-70 years back was saying yoga is superstition or this is superstition. Suddenly now it is realizing, oh, it is not superstition. So it will keep on evolving. Like religion. So religion and science both are not dharma. The cycle of both, when integrates with consciousness, becomes dharma. So dharma is very deep. Dharma is the laws of divine consciousness going in cyclic order. The law that the sun is rising and the sun is setting because the earth is revolving. Because the earth is revolving and the earth is tilted, there is a twist. Because there is the 23 minutes twist, hence the seasons are created. The season is a dharma. How you are reacting to the season is dharma.
That's interesting.
Your environment, what is happening around you is dharma. How you are taking and reacting to it is dharma. Your soul decided to design some lessons. So you designed your life, you took birth. Now when people come and challenge you, it is your mithya that you are understanding that these people are my villain, they are troubling me in my life. Some ex or some teacher, some in-laws, someone is troubling you and you are in the mithya that this person is troubling me. Bhagwan isko dekho bahut saza dega. No, boss, it has nothing to do with that. Your soul, your life attracted that lesson. He is only there, he or she is only there.
Or can I say that we chose these lessons?
You designed those lessons.
Yeah, correct.
The idea was to come without books. So inside of your mother's womb, you forgot that. You went through a process of forgetting why you came here. And the mithya is creating signages. It is taking you away because now you are creating an illusion in your Swadhisthana that these people are your villain, and hence you are now projecting all your energy in making them straight rather than learning your lessons and liberating your ways.
Correct.
Opening up your realities. It's very interesting.
Yes. Would you like to talk a bit about clarity? How does this chakra give us clarity?
So, Swadhisthana, this chakra, for me, chakra is not a linear system. In Sanskrit, when I was doing a lot of research and so the top two are the positional or they are not fixed, but they are positional chakras, okay, which I actually call as 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. 6 a.m. being the Sahasrara, the topmost chakra, and 6 p.m. being your lowermost Muladhara chakra. These 5 chakras actually like your clock. They are the timings flowing in a direction. So there is an upward force and there is a downward force. So from Muladhara you are trying to become from zero. Muladhara is zero, from nothingness. That seed is nothing. Okay, from that nothingness, when it comes to Swadhisthana, it becomes one. Okay, it is because that ego is coming, that life, that small embryo took form.
Correct.
And then 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So life is evolving. So on one hand, there is an energy taking you from zero to infinity. On the other hand, there is from infinity to zero, and both are important. Nothing is good or bad. There is one energy which is pulling you down. There is one energy which is taking you above. So inside of these 5 chakras, as per our Dhyumani Sansved, you are being pulled downwards from one side, and you are being pushed upwards, depending on your focus, where you are giving more, which energy you are feeding, that energy will take form. So mostly in Kali Yuga, most people are feeding their energy which is pulling down, the gravitational force. Hence the pulling down energy is grabbing them. Hence it is very easy to become lustful. It is very easy to go into illusion, to create dangers which are not existing. So once I will talk about the Manipur and what Ahankara actually is, you will come to know in detail. Clarity. So on one side, Swadhisthana has illusion. Diagonally opposite to illusion, Swadhisthana chakra is having clarity. So if it is pushing you upwards, it is inside of Swadhisthana chakra where one is becoming very clear of what they want to do. Do you see some children, they are very clear what they want to do after their 10th or 12th or XYZ. Some children, they are not very clear, right? Some people are very clear what business they want to do. Some people are not very clear. So those who are not very clear, the Swadhisthana is blocked. So after a lot of detoxification, some people think, okay, now I want to take up this particular stream. I want to take up science. But after going into science, they are actually confused. Oh, no. So now they are actually repenting or thinking about their things. So the detoxification had happened. The Muladhara, they cleared. Now they went and got confused in Swadhisthana. So the Swadhisthana chakra is confused. Many companies are also stuck there. You see many startups, they have brilliant idea. The detoxification happened. They got funding also. But there is no clarity. Once there is no clarity, you require a lot of force and energy to uplift yourself beyond the against the gravitational force of life. So in Sansved, there is actually a spiritual gravitational force also. And that is the reason in Kali Yuga, it is easy to do a crime than to do a good deed. It is easier. To earn money through corruption is slightly easier because the gravity will support you. You have to impart or invest more energy or more money or more efforts, which is translating into energy only, to uplift. It is like when a plane wants to take off, okay, you have to be very smart. It has to work against the direction of the wind, and then the lift is created. Similarly, in the Swadhisthana, you create the lift of your life.
Nice.
Any relationship also has this. Okay, so the first it talks. See, you see a relationship also. You know, when inside of my relationship talks, I usually talk about this. This is very interesting. Okay, in the Muladhara, that infatuation has happened. Out of all the boys, you are suddenly in love with this one person. That smell, you like his presence. Okay, that Muladhara is cleared. Now you are becoming more closer and closer. You are becoming, you are getting very closer to that person. You have started investing your energies into thinking about him or her. Okay, so now you have given enough lift for that person to go to your Manipur. Okay, where your Ahankara plays a role. That's where you give him a very important place inside of your life, because anything which attaches with your Ahankara becomes yours. That's where you become possessive, na? See, you don't care if your girlfriend, boyfriend,
correct. That's how
a girlfriend's boyfriend has done some infidelity. You are not shaken, but if you find out that your boyfriend is infidel with you, you are, furious about it, because now you have given him that position that this is mine, and that mine illusion comes from Manipura, Ahankara. That's where you are attaching it. and so it flows through this circle. Everything has these 7 chakras. So in Sanskrit it is actually 12 chakras. So the bottom and the upper, and then 5 positive and 5 upward going and 5 downward pulling. That way it is actually 12 chakras. The charya it becomes, the cyclic force. That is how it happens.
Every chakra has two, this, right? The positive and the negative forces.
I will again not say positive and negative. This is absolute Western connotation of positive and negative. Every time I listen and I see this self-help,
Sur and Asur.
only talking about.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah. So more about Sur and Asur.
Yeah.
The more you are going towards Mithya Ahankar or your lower consciousness, the more you are going out in sync with the divine nature or dharma. The more you are performing or taking actions through your higher consciousness. Just one sec. There is a question.
How do we get detached
to Ahankara? Oh, very. Yeah. I will answer that. So, the more you are performing your actions from higher consciousness, that is when you are taking positive, not positive, but karmas which are in sur, which are in tune with the divine laws of nature or divine laws of dharma. Hence, our ancient Vedas and ancient Puranas never talk about evil and devil as such. They use the Vara and Asura. One set of people or energies who are in tune with dharma, the others who are not in tune. The ones which are not in tune, the Kauravas and all the dark energies, are sitting much downwards. The ones who are in tune are actually sitting in your above chakras. Once you will attend my Sans Mahabharata, that is where I actually take each of these characters and talk about it. It's very, very interesting.
All right.
Who is Draupadi, who is Krishna, and yeah.
Would you like to take this question, and then I'll ask you about Manipura then.
It's a very, very deep question on this, but let me briefly answer this. It's a very, very beautiful. Once you understand how you can detach Ahankara, okay, so there's no detachment from Ahankara. Let's become very clear. Okay, it took many years for me to reach to this conclusion and understand. There is no, the moment you are detached from Ahankara, your life is gone. You understand?
Yeah.
Ahankara is not negative. Now we will talk about Manipura. Actually, we will understand what is Ahankara and where the actual issue is. We don't have to detach from Ahankara, we have to detach from Mithya. So for example, let's say it is like that blind, they were holding the elephant, but because they were blind, instead of perceiving that as an elephant, they were perceiving the elephant as a different thing. They were perceiving the elephant as different thing because of illusion, Dhritarashtra, Mithya. You understand? You need to detach from Mithya. So for example, let's say something what you are studying, and that is what Gita is all about. Many people have made Gita so complex, I sometimes wonder. It is a very, very simplistic thing. In simplistic thing, if you understand this question, is actually the question what Arjuna asked Krishna. Okay, in a very similar form. You have to detach from not Ahankara. Ahankara is your friend. He is Bhishma. He is not actually against you. He is your function which is giving you the form. Also, Ahankara is the function which has decided to safeguard you. Hence, Ahankara is the survival software. I need to explain you this to answer that. So it will be a talk on our Manipur also, and the answer will also happen simultaneously. So we don't lose on time, right? So let's come to now Manipur, today's main thing. So that is where the Ahankara resides. Ahankara has two things. Ahankara, one, it gives you form, and it makes you, or it attaches you with all the identifications what you have. your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, your family, your religion, your name, your country, your team, your people, your profession, your degree, your thing, your car. When it is being harmed, your ego consciousness will take over because it is attached with that. So the beautiful part about Ahankara is, or Bhishma is, it has decided, it has vowed that it will take care of preserving this. So it is the Ahankara inside of the forest that the deer is running and the lion is running. Both want to survive. Both want to survive, right? Inside of the forest, the deer is running because of deer's Ahankara. It wants to preserve its life. And the lion is running behind the deer because if he will not feed himself, he is not going to survive. So Ahankara basically boils down survival software. Okay. You need to understand Ahankara to understand any scriptures and life. Once you have understood Ahankara, I think the spiritual evolution goes in the right fashion. So Ahankara is your survival software. But what is a survival software? Let me go through science because I did a lot of scientific study of this. Okay, so this is known as survival software. In survival software, what happens whenever in case of emergency, your survival software takes over. Your rational mind is succumbed. Your survival software will takes over all your actions because in times of emergency, you're not going to analyze and rationalize and be creative.
Yeah.
Ahankara has very simple power of only 2 actions, and then there is a third action. Okay, I will tell you, which science doesn't talk about, but Sanskrit talks about. So the 2 actions is fight or flight.
Yes.
So when you are seeing a snake, let's say, God forbid, there is a snake inside of your room or our viewers' room, or let's say there is a fire. Okay, Ahankara, emergency software goes into that emergency mode. Your rational mind, your buddhi succumbs that time, the Ahankara takes over. Once the Ahankara takes over, Ahankara's duty is to simplify action.
Correct.
It gives clear-cut directions to the body, either to fight or flight.
Correct.
Means, if the snake is small, if the fire is delayable, try to fight with the fire and put it off. Yeah. Or if the snake is small, try to hit it. If the dog is small, if the animal is small, then try to fight with it. Or else, if the enemy is big, or the fire is big, fire or enemy, everything comes to enemy, one word, okay?
Correct.
If one who is going to harm your life, that is enemy.
Right.
If the enemy is big, undealable, run from that.
Run, yeah.
Don't think twice. Yeah. Run from that. Okay? Yeah. Then there is a third one. Is freeze. Freeze is when the enemy is already taken over, has captured you. Then you go into frozen mode. Right. You see, if you see the animal channels, the animal programs of hunting, and many times I was shocked, since my childhood, how come this deer is not shouting? The lion has started eating half of his body, and he's alive. He's not even moving. Because that's where ego, Ahankara comes into picture, and it will short circuit all your senses, all your indriyas.
Correct.
It will disconnect all your pain and pleasure in your. That is why many a time when major fatality happens, major accident, major disease, the person becomes unconscious. Why did the person become unconscious? The third mode which Sanskrit talks about, frozen. Ahankara takes you into the frozen mode. You freeze. Okay? You don't know what to do now. So you just, it is kind of a passive submission, surrender. Passive surrender you are given up, kind of. Okay? So ego is trying to give you life, protect your life. Okay? Whatever this life energy inside of you as a package, which is consistent energy, the body consciousness energy, let's simplify it and give it one name, the life energy. Okay? So that life energy, ego has taken vow that this Hastinapur, this package, I am going to preserve. I will fight for it. Okay? But Bhishma can go and fight on the wrong side. Bhishma can be captured by Mithya. Okay, and that is where the whole problem is. To understand Gita, one is to first understand Mahabharata. Unfortunately, not many people actually talk about Mahabharata before dwelling into Gita, and that there is a reason why Gita is placed in between Mahabharata and not independent. Okay, because it is trying to make you understand a very elaborate and deep subject. So coming back, this survival energy or the survival software is very good, and the way nature is designed is whenever your mind or focus goes to the ego consciousness, which is sitting below your heart. So inside of your heart resides your mind, which can go up and down. Through your mind you create or take actions. Okay, but the mind can go up and down based on your consciousness. When it goes one step down in your Manipura resides ego. Okay, so until Manipur, everything is a safe line. Okay, when it comes to negativity, the dark forces, when the ahankara pulls over for a real danger, pay attention now. I'm simplifying this in the most beautiful way. Okay, whenever there is a real danger in life, okay, whenever there is a real life-threatening situation, life-threatening enemy, life-threatening terrorist, or a snake, or a fire, and then whatever actions you are taking, you are either killing that person or to survive yourself. Okay, that is the function of ahankara, and that, as per Veda, is is not a negative karma, because that you did to protect yourself, your energies. You understood? This is very, very deep. So ego consciousness is basically your survival energy, which gets triggered when there is a danger. When there is a real danger and you take actions through your ego consciousness, ahankara, sitting inside of your Manipur chakra, then it's fine. Okay, it's perfectly fine karma. To survive, you killed something and you ate something to survive. Okay, then it is a function of ego. But not to survive and for fun, if you are killing something and doing something, then it is illusion. Okay, we are coming to that now. Now I'm connecting all three chakras, and you will actually understand what is mithya, what is ahankar, and what is mithyahankar. So whenever there is a real danger, we understood. Okay, it is the function, the survival software, or your ahankar will rise, your Bhishma will rise. Now the problem is, this ahankar software can sometimes, there can be a virus inside of us. Okay, and that virus is mithyahankar, sitting down in your Muladhara. What is that virus? Through mithya, it will send a wrong signal, a wrong emergency signal that there is a danger. There is no life-threatening situation. But inside of your life, inside of your mind, inside of your consciousness, you are now perceiving something which is not true as a life-threatening situation. You lost your job is not life-threatening. You can do another job, you can do something. But you are now so much threatened, you know, and that you will do lot of negative actions or just to protect your job. Okay, you have enough for yourself to survive this life, okay, or from your salary, but yet people are doing corruption. Why? Because the illusion has taken that I require more and more so that I can survive better life. It is coming from their mithya. They are blinded. Okay,
also greed.
Let me simplify this further. Sorry, you had a question? Greed? So everything comes through this mithyahankar. All these negative facets, greed, anger, lust. See, anger is a very different thing. Anger sits in your heart. Okay, it's a very different energy. But the darker force of anger comes from mithyahankar only. Coming to that, but first let me explain you this. So whenever there is a real danger and you are taking actions, it is ahankara. Whenever there is a perceived danger, a false danger, try to understand, inside of your building you have put fire alarms. Okay, only when there is a real fire, and if your fire alarm goes, it is nice, na? It is protecting you.
Correct.
But imagine there is some software failure or some short circuit. Every now and then your fire alarm is going.
Correct.
Is it not troublesome? It is very troublesome, right?
Yes.
Inside of our life, there is a fire alarm, a wrong fire alarm going every now and then. That mithya ahankar is giving us perception that there is false danger. Every time you think there is...
Why does this happen, Vyomani?
Right. So try to understand what does mithya ahankar do? It is dark forces, or it is a dark energy, and it wants to rule. It wants to rule Hastinapur. So the Kaurava will fight. This is the way of dharma. The dark energies also want to rule this Hastinapur. Bhishma has said, I will not rule. But in a case of emergency, I will take up weapons. Yeah. So the Kauravas created a situation of war, and Bhishma took the weapons. Bhishma is very powerful and very mighty. The survival software, Ahankara. When there is, look at what we have done. You know, there is no fiery situation, but all the losses in stock market, all the losses or material losses which happen, we correlate that with life-threatening fire situation filled with fire. We also say ना कितना मतलब मेरा भेजा गरम हो गया है भाई, बहुत danger situation में मैं stressed हूँ. Our language is also actually depicting the same situation what is happening inside of us. It is a reflection of what is happening inside. You know, this mithya ahankar creates false enemies. There is no true fire, but it will create a situation which seems like a fire. There is no true snake or a true lion in front of you, but you think your boss or your ex or your neighbor or Pakistanis, or for Pakistanis Indians or XYZ, you know, whoever you think are your dangers, inside of your mind, they are now becoming life-threatening danger. The moment it is life-threatening, the signal is sent as life-threatening, the ego will awaken. But now the ego has awakened through darker forces, through mithya, through illusion. See, your boss is not going to take away your life until unless he is actually holding a gun or is going to stab you. That is when your actual survival thing is happening. But when your teacher, when your parents, when your lover or whoever, they are fighting with you, you know, you suddenly are going into that ego consciousness. Why? Because the negative forces is creating a signal that this is actually life-threatening. You see, whenever post-divorce or when separation happens, when you talk in this, I do a lot of relationship counseling, okay? And inside of the relationship counseling, the most common thing will be they actually will put up allegations of life-threatening against each other.
Really?
She did this way or he did so much. They actually, inside of their mind, it is so much bloated. Nothing actually happened. But they bloat it. Okay? They scale it up. That scaling up, which is not true, yet inside of your mind you think that my boss is a snake or is an enemy, or my mother-in-law or my daughter-in-law is an enemy, my neighbor XYZ is an enemy. Whenever you think XYZ is an enemy or whatever, and that enemy is actually not physically posing a life-threatening situation to you, then it is coming out of your ego, mithya ahankar, illusion. That illusion is creating a mirage in the desert. You think that this is there is water there, and you are running towards water. That water will never be there because you are chasing illusion. Look at our life.
Yeah. So basically, you're talking about any kind of experiences that we have experienced, trauma, okay, which is sitting there, right? It gets triggered, and that's how
that experience is vritti. Okay, any negative experience that happened through mithya ahankar, it is saved inside of our hard disk. Okay, inside of our chitta. It is called chitta. There are two chits as per Sanskrit. One chit is in the body and the other is in the network. One is inside of the phone and the other is in the network. Okay, the divine universe. The, whenever anything negative happened and you created a filter, now you see life through this filter. Okay, every time you are seeing through that filter, once you were hurt in a relationship, the next time you are seeing first to safeguard yourself from that. It is called vritti. That is slightly different from mithya ahankar. Okay, or mithya. It is the filter now that has been created for faster processing. See, your software inside of your phone is also that automatic learning or artificial learning or artificial intelligence, whatever they are calling, is this only. The life energy doesn't want to give time each and every time there is a fire alarm. If it is a wrong fire alarm, it will decide that now you don't have to run. So similarly, it processes. So next time, whenever you had one very bad relationship. Now in your second relationship, you are actually perceiving that first to protect yourself. Now that ego is already through mithya.
Correct.
So the function is happening through mithya and mithya ahankar and ahankar. Okay, because ego is pulled down, your consciousness is being pulled down. But that is the filter is known as vritti. And the definition of yoga as per Patanjali is chitta vritti nirodha. Vritti is this filter. You have to take away the impact. The vritti will be there, but that impact you have to take away from your life. That is known as yoga. You have to
Like
take away the
action,
filter.
you mean to say? Yeah.
Not action, you have to become wiser that you are not becoming or succumbing to that automatic trigger. See, our life is like an automatic pilot, you know. We go into anger, we go into depression, we go into sadness on an autopilot. And that autopilot basically is actually, driving our life, that vritti. And hence it is very important to get rid of that vritti, and that is known as yoga. So
but how do you detach from these fire alarms?
Sadhana. So in Sanskrit, I always write this. I don't know whether this is coincidental or this is how life meant to be. So if you see, it is Dhyubani, Sadhana and Dheeraj. What you require is two things in life: Sadhana and Dheeraj. Okay,
Patience.
That's it. It's not patience, it's too deep. So first you require sadhanas and correct sadhanas. You need to know what lessons and what gurus and where you need to now go so that you actually understand how to detach. So first of all, you should be very sure that the other person is knowing. So there can be two type of gurus. One who is a guru who's learned from pain, and which is known as wisdom consciousness from Ajna Chakra. And then there could be a guru who's performing through intellect, Vishuddhi Chakra, who's learnt it, who's gotten it from books and stuff like that. Experiential learning and getting it is very different. Okay, so he has known it, he has experienced it, and now he is giving you. So you need to be very clear on that first. So either guru or any source where you can learn that sadhana. Second is the correct sadhana. So now you have to start learning sadhanas which will empower you to diffuse the power of this magnet or autopilot switch. Okay, how does that happen? So you have to understand. So I did a lot of scientific readings and scientific research also, which is still happening at Sanshakti. Okay, a habit is formed through various forms. Okay, this subliminal or subconscious programming. So inside of Sanskrit, there is also a third mind known as superconscious mind. Okay, so that is the main mind, not the subconscious mind. Okay, which is out there in the network. You need to do some corrections there. Okay. The more better you are at with that there, the more wisdom you are pulling down.
Correct.
Now you are now learning sadhanas. So first I need to understand what is sadhana. Sadhana actually is unlearning. This actually goes against the definition of learning a new function or facility. Yeah. In Sanskrit, it is actually the art or science or the lesson of how to unlearn. Because what is vritti? It is the filter which you have learned. Yeah. Now you have to take out this filter. Okay? You have to
Yeah.
unlearn it.
Unlearn.
You
Yeah.
created a habit inside of your life which is not good for you. You have to unlearn that habit. So out of the many forms in Sanskrit which talks about, one of the form is repetition. That is why inside of our ancient culture we used to say mantra ko repeat karo, mandir pe repeat karo, yoga ko repeat karo, repeat karte raho. Because once you repeat, it becomes habit. Anything, you see all these advertisers, they are spending billions of dollars or billions of rupees to again and again and again repeat those same advertisements. They are fools. They are not fools. They are repeating because it will then enter your tantra, your
Conscious.
Hastinapur.
Conscious. Yeah.
It will become a vritti for you. That is why brands are so expensive. Everybody wise, anybody wise knows कि यही शर्ट मुझे, यही गुड क्वालिटी का शर्ट मुझे 500 रुपए में मिलेगा, 500 रुपीज में आई कैन गेट दिस शर्ट, बट दे विल स्पेंड 20,000 फॉर दैट शर्ट. They know that, but
Yeah.
that branding consciousness has already taken over you.
Yeah.
That mithya,
Right.
because they invested a lot inside of that mithya, that presentation,
Yeah.
that catapulting force, that magnet. So it is like a magnetic energy. The more you repeat, the more that magnetic energy is, that magnet is becoming more stronger. So the more vritti you will repeat, the more you are becoming angry. Each time you are repeating, the more your magnet is getting. It is two-way viciousness, vicious circle. The more it is getting more stronger. Hence you have to start cutting those cycles. उसी को कहा गया है कर्म के बंधन को काटो. कर्म के बंधन को काटो यानी ये जो वृत्ति के मैग्नेट्स, this negative energized poles inside of your life which are bothering your life, you have to now become deformed through the unattached to the magnetic pool, that gravitational pull. You are so strong that you are lifting yourself against those pulls.
Right.
And those pulls could be negative dark forces of lust, greed, sadness, resentment, revenge, what not.
Yeah.
Once
Also, we
you-
spoke about the patterned relationships and in the people
It comes
coming
from
into
here.
your life. Yeah.
So the pattern is what? Again, the cyclic habit on a larger scale. So now, coming back to the question which was asked by
We
Ankur
have
Thakkar.
5 minutes.
Okay, so the question which was asked is, we are now coming that you don't have to detach from your survival software. Survival software is a good survival mechanism given to us by Mother Nature or divine force, divine energies. You have to detach from mithya. You can detach from mithya through sadhanas, becoming wiser. Once you read a lot, so many dietitians, so many doctors, so many medical books, they are actually giving lot of false knowledge, including big medical organizations today. There is a big mithya, big illusion, because they are ruled by some pharmaceutical mafias or monetary deteriorating dark energies. Okay, so they manipulate the education system. They made the young minds of doctors who were in the colleges to learn that this medicines, these vaccines are good, XYZ. I'm just giving you one example. Okay, not everything is bad. There is good and bad everything, but this darker forces. Now, if you are not literate and if you are taking that medicine which the doctor might have given you through illusion, wrong study, avidya, it is known as avidya. Okay, then you actually think the doctor has given me this, so it is good. In the long run, it is making you more deformed. It is harming your pancreas and your hormones and XYZ. In the long run, if that medicine, that headache medicine or that painkiller medicine is going to destroy your liver or kidney, then you are acting as Karna. This was the problem with Karna. Right energy, right consciousness working through wrong ego, mithyankar, taking sides of wrong. Hence, you should be very clear. Clarity is very important to take away illusion.
Yuvani, quickly, can we just wrap up with the 3 takeaways of Manipur Chakra? That would you like to say?
Right. So on one side it is ahankara, but on the other side it is the strengthening force. It is where the growth happens. It is where your energies reside. So once you have made clarity with a decision, this is where it will gather energy. This is where the real life growth happens. So in the Muladhar, the detoxification of fathers or the manufacturing of father's sperms and mother's eggs happened, and then they both united in the shadow light, the light energy and the shadow united in the garbha, in the Swadhisthana. This is where the embryo grows. The growth process happens. This is where the seed will now sprout through leaves and the stems.
Right.
That seed actually flourishes. So this is a very, very important chakra. Manipur. Also, the name is very interesting. It says Manipur in the sense, money means ratnas or most important gems of your life, and it is in abundance out here. Once you understand this, so the same ahankara is a gem for you if it is ruled through or under the guidance of buddhi.
Right.
Okay, vishuddhi and wisdom. However, if it is ruled through the mithya, then it becomes dangerous. So that is the take on Manipur. So if these people have our viewers, if they have any questions, we can actually talk about. We can take the questions.
Okay. Anybody has any questions?
Or you have any question? Meanwhile,
Manipur also is like the powerhouse, right?
Yes. That's why the willpower.
As in it talks about your willpower,
Precisely the willpower. See, these people, the Western books and many modern books they talk about. But today you actually understand how this willpower is coming from.
Right.
See, once you see, I used to tell my friend who was addicted to cigarettes, and that time the brand he could afford is the Wills. So I used to always tell him, either it is Will's power. Will's power is outside, or it is your willpower.
Willpower.
To leave a cigarette, it is a habit. It is a vritti.
Right.
Those darker forces, the mithya is pulling you down, okay, you will get fun.
Yeah.
Your body is actually not having any fun when the smoke is going. Your body is designed to pull in oxygen and not carbon dioxide and dangerous toxic gases.
Right.
That is why you cough. But you are making your body used to it through habit. Habit. Again and again.
Yeah.
So it is willpower. That is where in Manipur your willpower is there. Manipur has to be dealt with correctly, and you have to feed and you have to make your Manipur very strong. If you want to succeed in life, I myself went through a lot of phases, and I think my Manipur was for a very long time. I went through a lot of phases because I never understood all these things. I was too much into those intellectual discussions.
That brings me to a quick question asking you. Can you quickly say, how can you say your Manipur is blocked for viewers? As in
Okay, so one very simple, easy trick to understand. Every time, if you're living through fear, okay, and your survival, for every survival you are complaining, then your Manipur is blocked. Okay, unlike the traditional methodology where they say the survival chakra is Mooladhara, it is not. The survival happens in Manipur. That day I told you I will answer this later on. So today I am answering. So now you will understand, because survival is the function of ahankar. You understand? And ahankar is residing in your Manipur. So for every small little. I missed that. I didn't. There's no question inside of my screen.
Does this willpower help to control our addiction and yellow color?
I'll take your question. Let me answer this, because what you asked is very beautiful. Okay. Your Manipur is blocked when you can make out when people are complaining and nagging about their survival issues. I don't have enough money. Why me? Why this keeps happening with me? Or if they are in constant fear. If fear is taken off, or if they are in illusion, you have to sit. Everybody should start writing a journal, spiritual journal, and you have to write, my life is being ruled through illusions or through real life dangers. Whenever I'm in state of fear, is it a real life danger or is it just an illusion inside of my mind? If it is illusion, then your Manipur is blocked, because your lower chakras are pulling. Then you have to now go to the lower chakras and start a test with them also, whether they are blocked. So, but you can have several chakras blocked, and it's not as simple as that it's just one chakra. Majorly it is one chakra block, but then you have to tweak. You have to tweak all these chakras inside of your life to make your relationships work, to learn your lessons, to make your career work, to make your profession work, or to live your life fully.
To the fullest. Yeah.
So come back to the question. What was that question?
Does this willpower help to control our addiction and yellow color helps?
Of course. So once you have empowered your ahankara actually wants good health for you, good survival. So you see, if I take a pencil and if I poke towards your eyes, okay, you automatically, there is a reaction like this,
Right. Right.
or your eyes will close down, because billions of years this evolution of ahankara has happened. Ahankara wants to protect you. There is research showing that they took the newborn babies and they drowned the babies inside of a tub of water or pool of water. They could swim, but otherwise we have to spend months together
Correct.
to learn swimming. Okay.
Right.
Or how does the baby know how to suckle milk? It's a very complex process. How to breastfeed, the mother knows, she's a grown up, but the new child born baby, it knows how to suck milk. Ahankara, the survival software. So survival software is very good actually. It wants to protect you. You have to follow the rules of dharma, and if you understand what is the rule of ahankara, you understand the rule of dharma. Once you understand the rule of dharma, you will not become prey to unnecessarily branding or the negative education system or the negative imprints or negative vrittis. Once the negative vrittis don't attract you, automatically your natural flow of state is going above, because the lighter you become.
Okay. Yeah. Does addiction also come from ahankara?
No, addiction comes from mithya ahankar.
Okay.
Not ahankar. Ahankar wants to safeguard you. It wants to protect your system. Mithya comes and plays a dirty role here, and then mithya ahankar takes advantage of that situation, because now the ahankar is blindfolded. The ahankar, there is a wrong signal that it is a danger situation. Because it is a danger situation, the ahankar doesn't let the mind go to the buddhi or wisdom, which are the higher chakras. So the mind is captured to the ahankara. The ahankar's role is only to grab mind's focus. The mind's focus is being pushed. Once the ahankar has taken over the mind, the mithya ahankar and the mithya, they slowly drain it down. They take it down. That is where the addiction comes from. And mind you, love again is also an addiction. The so-called modern love, quote unquote. Okay, it is more of an addiction rather than true love, because once we will go to Anahata Chakra, we will talk about what actually love definition is. If you will ask me that question, or if you want to take that in relationship,
yeah. So also he's asking, yellow color help in.
So these colors again, I have recorrected them completely, because now this is a cyclic form. So in the traditional system, red, it's like Vibgyor in the reverse order. It starts from violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Right? This is how the chakras were presented. However, once you will see the system of Sansved, the chakra systems are very, very different. However, colors can help you, but you need to know whether something is off balance or on balance. So, if there is thyroid, if it is hypothyroid or hyperthyroid, you have to understand if the energy is more or energy is less. So, based on that, you have to sedate or you have to amplify that energy. It's a complex art, and one has to actually learn it. It's not just one mani or one color. Holistically, you have to change your diet, your lifestyle, your habits first. All these are smaller energies. These smaller things can be taken care of once you take care of your diet and habits.
Also, one needs to chant for that.
Mantras again is if you understand mantra well and good, otherwise it can become mithya. See, most people don't understand what mantra is not. They don't understand what mantra they are talking about. And if there is no consciousness attached with it, the mind focus, then repeating mantra is not much of a help according to my take. However, one is free to take their own things. Mantra is a very powerful thing. So like cyclical energy, there is a mantra yug, and the present one is a yantra yug. Yantra means all these gadgets or technology is yantra. Mantra is vibrations. And tantra will be combination of yantra and mantra, vibration plus gadget. It is a very beautiful yug, which I call as Sansuyug or Satyug.
Okay.
So,
Great.
which very soon we will all see. in our
Sure.
near future.
Okay, so I think
Any
let's end the
any final
session.
question? We can
No,
end
I
this.
don't
If
see any.
are there
Yes.
any questions?
No, we
If
don't have any more
viewers have
questions.
any questions?
That was only one question. Unless
Okay.
somebody wants to quickly ask a question, you can ask.
Yeah, at least raise a hand that we know that there is a question. Otherwise, we can wrap up this for today.
Yeah. So I think we don't have one, View Money.
Sure.
Let's
not
wrap
an issue.
up, and
Okay.
next time we shall see you with the fourth chakra.
Okay. Definitely.
For your time
Thanks.
once again
Pleasure is
and
mine.
gracing the show,
Same here.
and I shall
Same here.
see you. Good night, and
Sure.
thank you everyone for tuning in so late and listening to us patiently. Thank you.